year Platinum Elite and 17-year Team Elite, Mr. Graham Parr. Graham, over to you.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Wow, how do I follow Willing and Joe? I had the great pleasure of meeting Willing in a few weeks ago, actually, on the island of Rhodes in the Mediterranean. What an amazing place to meet, and then we're back on here. My background, as you've said, is quite a while ago. I partnered with Nu Skin as a distributor because I saw it as a business that could free up our family to pursue things we wanted to pursue, to give us a future. I didn't have huge college degrees and professional background, and so I really was looking for a business and got involved in a business. And as Adrian says, very excited 20 plus years ago when the original scanner came out, and we had lots of them, and it's an amazing tool to be able to measure, because as Willing said about Nathan Ricks, who was the distributor who effectively bought the scanner to Nu Skin, no one really knew before then if their supplements were working or not. And most people still don't. And that's the incredible thing. People spend all this money. I saw some figures the other day, 47% of Australians paying money out for supplements. I saw another one for India, says 69% of Indians are paying money out for supplements. And people just really don't know if they're working or not. And here we've got a way to take that. Now, we've had a way, but it hasn't been particularly well adapted for our business model. And it was very limited. And we couldn't take it to the masses. As good as it was, we couldn't take it to the masses. And now we have something that we can buy, we can own as a business tool that's like, for a few $100s, you're going to have a business tool that you can take anywhere, anytime, anywhere on the planet that we're open, and use to build a business. And that slide that Willing showed that shows people who use the scanner were generating 60% or roughly 60% more circle group volume than those that weren't. That ought to burn in some of our brains. You know, we're talking to brand reps that are above here. That's a really important figure. I hadn't seen that and heard it until just now. So it's really, really big. The whole wellness thing, 1 trillion of just a few years ago, going to 9 trillion. It's currently at 3 or 4, going to 9 trillion in the next few years. Stop and think the size of this. We've got the products are in place. Now we've got the tool to take to the masses. And when you take something to the masses in a big way, we've got the potential to double the size of the Southeast Asia Pacific markets over just the next couple of years by doing this. And I say that and people say, oh, don't exaggerate. It's not an exaggeration if you think what we could do. Look what that chart said about the difference in the volumes and things. You think what you could do with this when you can take it out. And I've had the exact same experience with Willing when I had the beta test model, and I actually borrowed one to have with me here, and I'll show you something in a minute. But had the beta test model, and I've taken it out in a couple of family events, and people just want to, what is it? What can I do? And they actually get competitive, and you see them competing. I went into a friend of mine's business, and he has over 20 employees. And he asked me, what are you doing? And I pulled it out of my pocket and showed it. I eventually shut down his business. He was complaining because all his staff, all they wanted to do was get measured. They were competing like crazy. Now, imagine putting that, when you put that in the hands of your business, because one of the hardest things in this business is getting people to open up, start that conversation, and what are you doing? And it's exciting. And it's not just exciting about them buying some Life Pack or some Youth or Widespan. and things like that. It's not that. It's a brand rep creation tool. This is a tool that you can go out, you can take out to the masses and get yourself creating lots of brand reps, because this business is it's a leadership business. It's a leadership development business where your job is to go out and create a brand rep factory. And the more brand reps you can develop and work with successfully and get them successful, the more rewarded you're going to be, the more rewarded they're going to be, and the more people they're going to help with the products. You know, you get some people, I just want to help people with the products. Well, guess what? You know what the biggest way to help people with the products is? Get lots more people on your team so they can get out there and do that. It's a brand rep creation tool. And for at least the initial, probably first year, you're going to only be able to get one if you're a brand rep. So start thinking now. Start thinking, how am I going to do this? I'm going to get one of these. I'm going to get it as soon as it comes out. I'm going to get it, use it in my group, everything else. Here's something else in there. As we take this to the mass market, you want to go back and remember a real basic about this industry. You need to be a product of the products. What's that mean? You need to use the products. We don't spend a fortune on advertising, but you need to be a product of the products. Now with the skin products, obviously that's, you know, using them and everything else, but it's also with the supplements. And I'll give you examples of how the scanner helped me and my health. When the scanner came out, I was about 140 kilos, okay? I'm about 91 or something at the moment. I was 140 kilos, roughly. And I scored pretty low. I took all the supplements. I was great at being a product of the products. And yet, I was scoring down around 25, 30,000 all the time. And I thought, oh, I should be scoring higher. I take everything, all that. Then I went and I focused and I lost the weight. And strangely, I decided to lose the weight when I was in Jakarta at the opening of our Indonesian market, because one of the people in the audience got up after my talk and said, how can you talk about health when you're fat, fat, fat? And it was pretty embarrassing, right? I mean, I banged my head and, you know, I was all embarrassed because she was right. And that week, I started, and anyway, I lost a lot of weight. But you know what happened? In the 6 months after losing that weight, it took about 6, 7 months to lose it all. That's a lot of weight to lose, 50 kilos. Losing all that weight, my score went up to about 80,000. And now it continues to go up. So I want to show you something. I'm going to turn this little thing on. And here it is. Is it going? Yes. So I'll put my finger on it. And we'll do a scan. We'll do the 15 seconds that can change your life right here. And let's see if I really am a product of the products. You know, maybe I don't actually take all those products. Oh, I don't know if you can see, but guess which bar is flashing? That's the highest it can go. Now I'm 69. I'll be 70 in about 8 or 9 months. It's not age related, obviously, but you know what? When I go out and do that and I scan people, pretty much everyone scans less. And you know what? They say, how can I get my score up? Now, think about this. In the time before you get your Prysm next, either in September or October, if you qualify for one then, or in February or so when we start releasing them to brand reps, you want to get your nutritional score up now so that when you're out with this, you score well. Because how's it going to look? If you take one of these out and you score in the red, down at the bottom, they're going to say, wow, those products must not be very good, right? That's what they're going to think. So you want to get your score up. So get out there now. Start taking the youth. Start taking the life pack. Start taking, if you're in Australia, Weiss band. We have different names for stuff for some regulatory reason, but it's the same product. So get out there and take it. look after yourself. If you do need to go on TME or something, lose a little bit of weight, now's the time, because it's going to help you with the opportunity, because how much more credibility do you have, and they want to copy you. And that gets really exciting. It's that product of the product thing. Think about that too. What if you got 10 brand reps in your group, or 100 brand reps, or 1,000 brand reps, and they all start improving their health? They're all going to start also consuming more Pharmanex, improving their health, improving their scores, which is going to help build the whole business. It's a brand rep creation tool that has the ability to change the health, the nutritional health of the world. And I really want to thank Joe. I want to thank everyone involved in this project of doing it. And I thank Willing for showing me some things that I really didn't know about or learn until right on this call. Absolutely fantastic. But now's the time. Get prepared. If you're not taking a lot of Pharmanex, focus on that. Get your health there where you are. But think about this. Oh, I just do skincare. No, widen your market. There's a lot of people out there who are interested. You're also going to start to bring a lot more men back into the business, because it's going to have a wider effect. I can't tell you how excited I've been. I've been going around Eastern Australia doing road trips all over the place, road shows with it, because this is the most exciting thing Nu Skin's done in a long time. And when you tack India into that as well, and the potential growth from that market, and the fact we'll be taking Prysm in there on day one, oh my goodness. I can't fathom how big the opportunity is. It's sort of, I woke up this morning about 2:30 and I just started thinking about it. I couldn't sleep for thinking about this Prysm thing. It's incredible. The change. Anyway, I get off the subject. I'm sorry I talked too long. Thank you so much for inviting me on. Amazing time to be in Nu Skin. As my old friend Nathan Ricks would have said, you're in the right place at the right time right now.
Thank you very, very much, Graham. Thank you so much. And I'm pretty sure you can hear Graham's excitement. And just 2 weeks ago, when we were on a call with Graham and Willing, and we were just briefing them, Graham jokingly mentioned there are not that many things that get me out of the bed or out of my chair, but Prysm is one of them. And he's way out there, right? He's way out there. Thank you so much, Graham. You've probably got a lot of people very envious, not just of your Prysm score, but the fact that you're holding that device right there. And thank you so much for sharing your score. And that nicely segues me into the next just short couple of minutes, borrowing and quoting Willing. You're going to get your own. I'm not going to lend you yours, right? So let's talk about how you're going to qualify and get your own Prysm IO device, right? So everyone's probably pretty familiar with this qualification program they've been running since February and March. This is in Southeast Asia. We're into the 6th month of it now. It's straightforward, and we've had a lot of winners. I'm going to show you that in a bit. Creating a new brand representative, growing your business, doing exactly what you do day to day, is going to help you earn points. And at 25 points, you qualify for an allotment, right? And over in our markets we're on, the Sales Performance Plan Philippines, as well as in Pacific, right? It's a similar qualification. If we could have the slide advanced, please. Right, it's a similar qualification, right? And you basically qualify, right, by creating star BRs, right? You basically qualify by creating star brand representatives, and you also earn points for a leaderboard, right? So not sure if the slides are not advancing on my side, but it's all good. Yeah, so we'll move. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, and this is the one on Pacific and the Philippines, right? So, all right, what are you qualifying for? We've been talking about it. We said, yeah, you're gonna get a Prysm IO when we first launched this. But some of you may have already heard, this is not just any Prysm IO you're getting, right? You'll be actually qualifying for the limited edition, right, Prysm IO. Let's take a quick look at the next slide for what it is, right? This is, the purple zone is where everybody wants to get to, right? And this is a limited edition release purple, Prysm IO, right? And rightfully so for all our early adopters, all the leaders who started qualifying in February and March, you will be getting yourself a limited edition Prysm IO. Sometime as we wrap up this qualification next month in September, you'll be able to purchase this in Q4, right? And speaking of qualifiers, we want to take this opportunity to also recognize, right, we're about 5, almost 6 months into this qualification, all of the individuals who have already won and have qualified for their allotment, right? Congratulations to all of you here, Southeast Asia, for achieving 25 points and above. For the Philippines and Pacific, the winners here are among their top qualifiers in their respective market leaderboard. Continue to run, right? Continue to encourage team members who are still qualifying to complete their qualification in September, right? So congratulations to all of them. But what's next, right? It's not just yourself, it's not just the leaders who are early in this. We want to make sure that everyone else, right, Coding, Willing, Graham, everyone should have this really powerful business tool with them, right? And because of that, we have a next phase VR creator or a qualified access qualification that has already started, right? I'm sure you have seen this, right? If you're not aware of this yet, please refer back, to the communications and the assets and documents your markets have released. This is running all the way to the end of the year, to December, and we're keeping it really simple as well. Well, your team members who may not get the limited edition, don't worry, they will still be able to get a regular black device. And for velocity markets, which is most markets in Southeast Asia, straightforward, create a new G1, mentor someone, help them maintain their first full month. In our sales performance plan markets in the Pacific and Philippines, develop a new G1 star BR and help them maintain in their second month. And you're on your way, right? And this is going to be a device that you'll be able to get an allotment to purchase sometime in the first quarter of next year, right? And with that, it brings us to the end of the business segment. I really want to encourage everyone, right, to make full use of this first mover, right? This is exclusive only for brand representatives right now. So please, if you understood how huge this opportunity is, to Graham, to Willing, and to Dr. Joe, make sure that you sit down and take a look at where you stand, where your entire organization stands when it comes to qualifying for a Prysm device yourself, right? It's been a pleasure, Graham, Willing. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'll pass it back on to Fionn.
Thank you so much.